and welcome to my channel. This video that I'm making today is going to be an anniversary card for my cousins Jorge and Aisha. They are celebrating an anniversary and I missed their date of their anniversary by a couple of days, but I hope they understand. This card design is using some die cuts and some embossing folders, and I also am using a little bit of ribbon. I don't think it shows up on camera, but there's a little bit of sparkly bit here where I sparkle the hearts to make it stand out a little bit. This is a very simple design and you can replicate it with any die cuts you had, and I'm using a little something different in this design than I usually do, and I'll go through that as I show you the materials. Let me clear these things out of the way and show you how to make the card. The papers I'm going to be using today is a card base cut 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have a black mat cut 5 1/4 by 4. I have a white panel also cut 5 1/4 by 4. And I have another white panel which is cut 5 by 3 3/4. I have a red panel which is cut 3.5 by 4 3/4. I have a square 3 inches of silver glimmer paper. I have a piece of paper which is, I think it's about 3 inches by 8, and I have some black polka dot ribbon. This is about 4 inches, but you should probably have 4.5 just to give you a little bit more wiggle room. What I'm using today, which is special, is instead of paper I'm going to be using some fabric. I got this fabric at the Goodwill and I've used it in another video and I've shown how to do it. So these dancing guys, I'm just going to cut out the piece that I need, which I have here, and I'm using this in my design. Incorporating material is a fun thing to do, and there are a lot of options that you have if you just go to the dollar store section, the dollar section of the Joann's or the thrift store or whatever, and you can bring a lot of interest into your material. I'm sorry, into your project. Okay, the other things that I'm going to be using today is the Layering Circles by Stampin Up. This is a set which has scallops and solid circles, and each group will layer into the other one. So if you could use one of these and this one, and you would have the right spacing that you need for layering, and the same thing across here and across here. I got this on sale on clearance on Stampin' Up. It was a great find. I'm also using the Spellbinders Lacy circles, and I'm using the Darice Small Hearts embossing folder. I think maybe you can see it. It's teeny hearts. I'm using these die cuts by Little Yellow Bicycle. It says love you, happy, and forever. I'm going to be using the forever. And I'm also using a word for you, also by Stampin' Up. I'll be using some multimedia matte to do a little bit of adhering, and the ink I'm going to be using is Versafine Onyx Black. This card design doesn't have much stamping in it. It's all, the beauty is the paperwork. So it just has this 1 sentiment inside that says happy anniversary and many more to come. Let me clear these things away and I will start into how I created this card. The first thing I'm going to do is to work with this cloth. Now I need to take this printout, this material, and adhere it to a piece of cardstock, and I'm going to do that using a liquid spray adhesive. You can get any kind of brand like this. You can get this at Lowe's. I think that's where I got this. You can get it at Joann's. Costs a lot more. Any kind of spray adhesive will do, and you could also use tape, but it won't stick as good. But you have to do this in a well ventilated area. I took this outside and sprayed it, And I have this little Amazon box which I use for spraying like this. So I've just sprayed a little bit of the adhesive directly onto my cardstock here. And let me bring in, I don't want everything to get all sticky because this is rather sticky. So you just take it and put it right onto the paper and press it. It's very easy to do, and the cardstock will give it a little bit of stability and make it stay put. See? Very easy. I have done fabric in cards many occasions. You may, if you are on my mailing list, you may have received a card which had robin, I think it was, or maybe a cardinal and some pine cones. This is how I did it, because a couple people asked me, oh, how did you do this? It's very simple, as you see. So now I'm just going to take my scissors and trim this little sticky part off, because I don't want to have to deal with this part when I go to my die cut machine. And because this is, oh, don't pay any attention to these dull scissors. These are paper scissors, and they don't like cutting through fabric. Okay. Alright, so now I'm going to get this crap out the way. Take and do my die cutting off camera. So I have this circle out of the layering circles, and I'm lining it up about where I want it to be. And I have this Lacy circle, and I'm going to put it here. However, you know my feelings on wasting glitter paper. There's a lot of glitter paper behind this emblem which is just going to waste. So what I'm going to do is take a smaller circle. It has to be smaller than this one though, and it is, and put the two together, and so this way I will get an outline of the glimmer paper, and the center I can pull out and use for something else. I'm also going to run my red paper through my die cut machine on the embossing folder, and notice this paper was cut so that the edges of the hearts will go all the way to the edges of the paper. There won't be any area of the paper that doesn't have a heart on it. So I did that size intentionally. And finally, I'm trying to show all this at once because this card will really go together quickly, and I'm going to do all this stuff off camera. So I have the long strip of paper, and I'm going to cut out the word forever 4 times. Okay, so to summarize, a circle out of here, this glimmer paper outline out of here. I'm going to emboss this and cut 4 of these. Okay, I'll be right back. Now I have done all of the die cutting that I needed. Here is my embossed panel and my circle. Cutting out my fabric. Take that up. Makes a little medallion, which is cute. And here is my glitter paper. This is the circle that I was able to save through cutting it twice. And this is trash, probably. And use my pokey tool, and this die cut has little holes in it, so if you poke it through, we do this over here so I get little bits all over the place. You poke it through, then the die will the cut will release from the die. So it just takes a second. Of course I'm rushing it, so that's going to immediately slow things down. It's Murphy's Law. Okay, yeah, there's my die cut. I just have to poke out these little extra bits which come right out. Okay, oops, one more. Okay, so this will just go right on top of there. And you won't see that the inside is gone because it's completely covered. And this is now trash. Set that over there, that over there. And now this is the 4 die cuts. So I'm going to stack these die cuts. This is now trash. And again, this has little holes to free it. You have to be careful when you have an intricate die like this, because as you free it from the die cut, it's very easy to pull it a little too hard and twist it out of shape, because it's really delicate. So you have to be really careful. Also, you don't want to accidentally tear it, which I have done a few times. Okay. So this paper is in fact a lighter weight. I meant to grab a piece that was the heavier weight of my white cardstock, so it's really going to give me a time, but we'll just see what we can do here. It's already twisting. Okay, so what I need to do at this point is take my multimedia mat and adhere these four pieces together. So just take and put a little bit right on the top. Don't need a lot because you don't want it to make a huge mess all over everything. But I have added a small pinpoint applicator to this bottle, so that makes it come out in a very thin stream. The bottle doesn't come with this applicator when you get it from the store. I've added that, and I didn't knock out that little bitty thing. Okay, so now you just take it and line them up, one on top of the other, and you have to move a little quick because it's so, I put so little on here, it's going to start setting up kind of quick, and I don't want that to happen because then it'll glue crooked. And I have a little piece in there. Okay, so I'm going to go off camera and glue the rest of these together. You don't have to sit here with me and suffer through. Now you just need to set something heavy on it, and it'll just stick together after a couple of minutes. It's very quick. A little clean up here. Okay, the rest is just assembling the card pieces. This is going to go very quickly, so I'm going to just let the music play as I assemble the card. Alright, that's the finished card, and as I promised, it went together really quickly because it was a very simple design. I hope that they like it, and I hope that you feel confident and you will try this card yourself. Using fabric in your card design can be very simple to do. You just need to have a fabric that you like, a good strong adhesive, and well ventilated area. It cuts just as simple as paper does with little effort at all. Thanks for watching. I'd like to thank my brother David, who provided a special song which I'm using for this video. As soon as I heard it, I was inspired to make this card because it just seemed just perfect. I'd like to thank him for all the music that he's providing, and I really hope that you're enjoying it. Please check out his channel to listen to more of his fine work and find out where he'll be playing. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe and pass the word to everyone that I'm making videos, and I hope you enjoy watching them. Take care and have a great day.